Welcome back. No neighborhood is safe in New York City right now. Almost every city police precinct, 72 out of 77, have seen a rise in crime this year alone, with total crime rising almost 42% so far. Progressive Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg admitting yesterday the city is, quote, in crisis as shootings surged 30% from the same time last year. Meanwhile, homelessness in San Francisco is getting so out of control that residents are being asked to take in a homeless person, put them into your spare room. Dagen McDowell, this is the city's answer to the homeless problem, asking residents to take people in. Your thoughts?
And a lot of the problem here in New York City, and I've witnessed it firsthand, I witnessed it this morning, in fact, are severely mentally ill, psychotic, homeless people who are a danger to the city and a danger to everyone. So what is this city going to do about them? There's a video of a homeless man in Seattle earlier this month hitting an innocent person in the back of the head with a baseball bat. That happens all over this city every day. And if you read this report about the spike in crime in all the precincts, nearly every single police precinct in New York has seen a spike in crime. There are 5 where the rate has doubled. Look, that's more than doubling in, say, Precinct 26. The only precinct in Manhattan not to see a crime jump is the one that governs Central Park. Here's a quote from one Brooklyn police officer. At this rate, we will lose the city by St. Patrick's Day. Tourists will never come back. Only these squirrels are safe, said another police officer. So what is this new mayor? We had great hopes for him talking about. Well, he's talking about people needing to eat a plant-based diet. And then he admitted on Monday that he also eats fish. He's turning into a disaster until they start stepping up, and that's Alvin Bragg and this mayor, and saying we will do everything in our power to provide safety for the public. It is really the first requirement of government, and they have not been able to say that. We will make this city safe. We will stand up for victims. So where are they on this? Alvin Bragg rolls back a couple of his truly egregious, dangerous policies. It's not enough.
Yeah, it's very discouraging. And then you hear Jen Psaki say something like soft on crime. What does that even mean?
Right. Soft on crime consequences. Yeah. What does that even mean? It means that people who are out, no bail because of the bail reform in New York, are killing people. Or sexually assaulting them, or just assaulting them. That's what it means. And we see it every single day. I see it in my building.
Yeah, I know you do. I know. It's so discouraging. And, you know, you want to know what it means? Ask the widows of the 2 police officers who were murdered 2 weeks ago. 22 years old and 27 years old, Ryan.
It's crazy. And I literally, I feel like every time I'm on the show now, I have an anecdote, but I was on the subway yesterday and I saw someone get punched in the face. Like, this happens on a daily basis now. And I think going back to what Dagen just said, what I worry about is the city's recovery. I mean, I'm very bullish on New York. I love being here. But, you know, the lifeblood of New York is attracting young people into the city. And if the crime doesn't come down, you know, how many parents are going to let their kids out of college come here to work? And I think, you know, we're in a kind of a dicey situation right now where if we don't fix this problem, it's really going to stop that flow of people into the city for employment. And that's what really drives the city long term, is that talent pool. And I think that's at risk right now, given the crime is just so outrageous.
And by the way, if you get punched in the face, the person who punches you in the face isn't held on bail. They're right back out on the street. That's one of the assaults. Yeah. You have to be, you could be wounded and have to go to the emergency room. And that person is not going to be held on bail. Yeah. And somebody shared an article with me that was just gross. It was in the AP about New York and crime overall. And the argument seems to be, well, the city is still, like, there were fewer than 500 murders last year. You know, there were more than 2,000 in the early 90s. Well, that's fewer than there were about 10 years ago. Who cares? What is that? What we? Those are our options? Is to sit around and wait until there are more than 2,000 people get murdered every year?
Yeah,
that's just egregious.
These are our standards.
Yeah, it's insane.
It really is. It really is. Meanwhile, you've got, Joe Biden using this as an opportunity to create policy, new policy around gun laws, no matter the person pulling the trigger.
Right.
Coming